Greetings, everyone. My name is Kendra Cobb. I'm going to be presenting today on technology and professionalism in social work practice. Okay, so let's get to it. Slide. So we're going to start with our agenda of the presentation today. First, we're going to identify why technology matters, the social media misusage, texting misusage, AI misusage, and tech and HIPAA correlations, and then confidentiality, and then the professional usage, and then, of course, ending with our key takeaways. So first, let's dive right into it. So why technology matters in social work practice. Technology overall helps social workers connect with clients and improve service delivery. However, at the same time, ethical obligations related to confidentiality and professionalism and client safety still apply in digital spaces. And so social workers are responsible for protecting client well-being and confidentiality, and that's from the National Association of Social Works of the Code of Ethics. Next, let's talk about the social media misuse. So examples would be accepting friend requests from clients, posting client information, even indirectly, sharing workplace information publicly, and of course posting inappropriate personal content. And these all would align with appropriate social work practice according to the National Association Social Work Code of Ethics. Okay, so it's really important that, we refrain from this social media misuse. Like for example, a social worker could post rough day at work with a difficult teen client, and so without even saying a specific name, there's details that, could identify the client based on what is being posted. So you have to just really be careful. So next we're going to talk about texting misuse. So sending confidential information through unsecured text messages, using personal phones for client communication, texting outside professional boundaries or hours, failing to document important communication. So, a social worker could text the client's diagnosis or treatment details using a personal phone. So that would definitely fall under texting misusage. And so although it can be convenient, and that's the misconception, especially in social work field and within our treatment center here, it may be convenient and easier, but organizations, as an organization and other organizations, it's important, to require secure communication methods and protect privacy at all times for our clients. And so let's move into our AI misusage. So that would be entering identifiable client information into AI platforms, depending on the AI without professional judgment. And then also, of course, using AI generated information without verifying accuracy. Of course, and this is related to an article by Apgar and Canvas. But essentially, social worker may copy a client's full assessment into an AI tool to, create progress, notes and, interventions. And so that's just not tangible and accurate, as opposed to the direct service being provided and the collaboration of the client. So it's important that AI it can be assisted and be used effectively, but with writing support. But the client information should not be entered into a public AI system, and social workers must remain responsible for those professional decisions. Next, let's talk about the technology and HIPAA examples and HIPAA and technology. And so overall, this, is protection and electronic records, use secure platforms, following agency policies, limit access to unauthorized individuals, so a social worker, may send protected health information through an encrypted agency-approved system rather than a personal email. So that would be, a secure platform. Excuse me. And so HIPAA is going to require that level of protection of the client health information, whether it be stored electronically or tangibly, so on a paper copy. Next, we'll talk about confidentiality and technology example, confidentiality and technology use. And so this is maintaining professional boundaries, communicating respectfully, following workplace policies, demonstrating ethical conduct online. So just confidentially across all platforms, avoiding discussing information publicly, about clients' cases, and so the security of passwords and things of that nature as well. So confidentiality extends on all platforms and professionalism on all platforms, and especially with technology usage. So, an example would be like a social worker using their headphones during a telehealth session and conducting sessions in private location. That would be appropriate professional boundaries and respectful, boundaries and communication and following a policy within working with our clients using technology. And so our key takeaways from this PowerPoint is, technology, although it does provide benefits, there are also risks. And so social workers must protect privacy and confidentiality at all times. Professional boundaries apply offline and online. Ethical decision making should guide technology usage. And, although technology is forever evolving, ethical practices and principles must remain the central focus when we are providing service for our clients as social workers. And so professional behavior overall is going to reflect the values of social work practice and the profession overall, and the focal point being building trust and rapport and providing that adequate quality services to our clients. And so with that, we have our references. And thank you.